ayah from the Quran gives you the most hope?
طيب. Which ayah from the Quran gives you the most hope? It's a deep question. Indeed, we have raised the consciousness regarding this issue. Rather, many of us didn't even know this was an issue, let alone be reminded of it. That's more than enough. I've done my job and what? And more. Above and beyond. Just by bringing it up, giving it to you, presenting it to you, more than enough. What I believe, what is my favorite ayah, what gives me the most hope is in what? Insignificant. Just like they asked yesterday about the mutaqaddimin. What position do you take? It means what? Nothing. I've given you what it is, and you, that's all it is. Wallahu a'lam.
Question from online.
Faddal.
Initials SM from London, UK. What is the opinion of the Salaf with regards to rebelling against the Muslim ruler? Is there
طيب. The question is, طيب. Repeat the question. Repeat the city again.
London, UK.
Questions from London. What is the madhab of the Salaf al-Salih regarding rebelling against a Muslim ruler? Is there a difference of opinion, so on and so forth? طيب. I don't think that my answer would change anything. If there's consensus that you cannot rebel against the sinful Muslim ruler, then I don't think you're going to go against consensus. If there's difference of opinion among the Salaf al-Salih with regards to rebelling against a sinful Muslim ruler, and you believe that it's permissible, and you have the ability to remove him with minimal casualties, you're going to do it regardless of what? What I say. Everyone understand this? We got into enough trouble in the UK with regards to takfir and sururi masjid and takfiri masjid and this one and that one and so on and so forth. I think that the truth is clear. The proofs and evidences are what? Are clear. The sunnah of the Messenger of Allah والسلام, as we've stated before, is to listen and to obey. It's to respect and it's to follow the legitimate Islamic ruler. The legitimate, listen to my words carefully. We said what? Number one, legitimate. Excluding the ruler which is what? Illegitimate. Number two, we said Islamic. Excluding anything which is what other than Islamic. Everyone understand this? Is that you're to listen, obey, follow, and respect. As long as they tell you to do that which is positive from the deen, or that which is positive from the dunya, as long as it isn't munkar. As long as it isn't disliked, bad, haram, evil against the deen, or against the way which is good. That's the creed of al-Islam from the Quran and from the Sunnah. Everyone understand this? As far as, and this is no difference now, the sinner or the sinful Muslim ruler who's legitimate, what he does, what he doesn't do, that's not your job and your responsibility. As long as he establishes the prayer among you, as long as the Sharia is established by his hand and his sword, and he is your legitimate Islamic ruler, you have to do what? Obey him. You have to obey him. Everyone understand this? As far as someone who isn't a Muslim, or who doesn't have the proper legitimate Islamic conditions, then that's a different what? It's a different story. And even in the instance of a non-Muslim ruler, or a Muslim ruler who is apostated, he's no longer a Muslim, and he's left Islam, whatever the situation may be, there are still conditions with regards to revolting and rebelling. And from those conditions is that you have to have the ability, al-qudra ala khal'ihi, is that you have to have the ability to remove that leader with what? Minimum casualties. Not like, listen carefully to two extremes. Those who say no casualties, you have to be able to just, and take them out the chair. It's unrealistic. And oftentimes people, they live in that fantasy world to support their propaganda or their view. And then those on the other side of extremism just die like ants being thrown into a what? An oven. Just, horrible casualties. Just throw yourselves, waste and squander lives. You don't have nothing prepared, nothing ready, nothing in order, no plan, no strategy, no tactics, no organization. Just go and fight them. Let them drop bombs on you, and you come with wooden sticks. That's also what? That's not the way. Rather, removing that disbeliever, that person who is no longer Muslim, that person who is illegitimate in a manner that's what? It's going to be a loss. There's everything in base of it. You can't win the chess game unless you're ready to give up pieces. That's the nature of life. You cannot win the game, and it's one of the greatest lessons that you learn from playing chess, is that sacrifice is an absolute must in life. You cannot win if you're willing to hold on to your pieces. You must be willing to do what? Give them up. But it doesn't mean that you play recklessly. It doesn't mean you just squander your pieces, what? Recklessly. Rather, it's calculated. Everyone understand this? That's in brief. Did the Salaf as-Salih differ on this issue? We have the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ telling us not to rebel. We have the hadith of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ telling us to listen and to obey to the hakim, to the ruler, to the emir, to the imam. As long as he tells you that which is ma'ruf. That's the sunnah. What did some of the tabi'een do? What did some of the sahaba do? Did they fight? Did they have civil wars? Abdullah ibn Zubayr, Fulan, Alan. We have the what? The sunnah of the Prophet which is crystal clear with regards to the position of the Muslim regarding a sinful ruler. As long as he is legitimate, and as long as he's a Muslim, and as long as he's establishing the what? The deen. Ma aqamu fikum as-salah. As long as they establish the prayer and the rest of the deen. Ad-deen, yani iqamatu ad-deen. You understand this? That's what I believe. And Allah Azza wa Jal surely knows best.
Next question. Initial AY from West London, UK. Assalamu alaikum. How to understand the notion in Surah Al-An'am of not being of the ignorant. Also, what are the best ways to have a clean slate with Allah? May Allah increase you in clarity.
You as well. Question comes from the United Kingdom as well. With regards to not being from the Jahilin, being among them, the notion of being among the ignorant, and how to clean your slate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Simple answer, inshallah. Don't be among the ignorant people. Be with the knowledgeable people. Learn yourself and stay in the company of those who are learned. Behave and implement what you've learnt and remain in the company of those who do the same. And ignorance doesn't just mean lack of information. Ignorance oftentimes means poor behavior. Means you behaving foolishly and ignorantly. Everyone understands? As the Messenger of Allah tells about fasting. فَلَا يَجْهَلْ. He should not be ignorant. It doesn't mean that you can't be less knowledgeable when you're fasting. It means don't behave like an ignoramus, like a fool. Everyone understand this? And oftentimes, in our culture, the American culture, I don't know how it is in the UK, but when someone is very brash and very blunt, they don't sugarcoat their words at all. They say what they feel. You say, what? You ignorant. A woman says, oh, he's ignorant. Oh, that's so ignorant. That's so rude and ignorant. And he didn't anything. It is not a lack of knowledge that he has. But he did something which was so what? So rough and coarse. He has no filter on what he says. So ignorance doesn't just mean lack of knowledge. Sometimes it means that, and other times it means lack of proper behavior. So learn yourself and be around those who have what? Knowledge. Implement the knowledge yourself and be among those who are what? Implement. That's simple. As far as cleaning your slate with Allah Azza wa Jalla, then sticking to Tawbah. Make Tawbah all of the time. Make Tawbah for every small sin, every large sin. That sin that you remember and the sin that you don't remember. Allahu A'lam.
Initials OA from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. May Allah bless you. Could you please review the full English tafsir Asadi that is recently published by IIPH? I would like to know if it is really worth 500 riyals.
Tayyib. Question is from OA, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the city of Riyadh. And Jazakallah khairan for posting the answer to the trivia question last night with regards to Surah Al-Kahf and the best food, the permissibility of eating fine foods. Remember that when we go to restaurant, Alameen, tonight. When the bill comes. It's permissible and oftentimes recommended to do what? The food which is what? Azkar. The purest of food. He says, take this silver and what? Bring it back, Bring it, no doubt. And some of the ulama, they extract from this, Wallahu alam. Some of them say, Wallahu alam, they could possibly say that this proves that some of the people Ashab al-Kahf may have come from royalty. Some of them, they may say that they came from royalty, they came from royal stock. Whereas they weren't just used to eating gruel, barley and they were used to eating what? وهكذا والله أعلم we got the finest salmon, the top sushi chef in New York City, right? Allahu Mustaan. Moving forward, at the end of the day, with regards to the tafsir of As-Sa'di and this translation, can you review it? Is it worth buying it for $500, etc.? I don't have a copy of the book. I've seen parts of the book, I believe. But I don't have the book to review the entire book. And to be honest with you, time is tight. I would advise you to buy the book. If you have the 500 reals, buy the book. If it's not hurting you, even if it is hurting you, buy the book. And that is the true culture of Hadith Disciple, is to open your hand, spend, and buy books. And if it wasn't for us buying books and sacrificing and struggling, hiding books in the bookstore, everyone understand the reality of life now? You get people who talk about it, and then you have real life. Everyone understand this? And when you go home to your wife and your children, and you literally have a bag of books that you have to stash outside of your apartment, take them up to the roof, and bring them into your house when your wife is asleep. Everyone understand this? I'm talking real life stuff. You have a box of books you have to hide in your library because you don't have enough money for papers. Or your wife says, you're supposed to buy me a gold ring or some earrings, and you bought yourself a new set of books. Everyone understand this? When you have no money left. Not a video game, huh? You have food or what? Books. Book, huh? I said it doesn't exist in your language. You have to pick one of the two, and you do what? You buy books. So that's the culture of a student of knowledge. So if you have the 500 reals and it's not hurting you, it's not harming you, do what? Buy it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's mediocre, it's not going to do nothing but what? Help you and your legacy being a student of knowledge. That's my nasiha. And this is very important, guys, to buy what? Books. With the technology, with the iPads, with the laptops. Also to buy the actual what? Books. And to build your library. Wallahu alam.
Initials E.N. from Melbourne, Australia. Assalamu alaikum. What does Allah mean in the hadith? What does Allah mean in the hadith in Bukhari about abusing time, where He subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am time?
Tell you, what time is it then? Yeah. In a couple of minutes. Tell you. Repeat the question, please. Make sure we have enough time.
What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean in the hadith?
The question's from where?
Melbourne, Australia. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean in the hadith in Bukhari about abusing time, where He subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am time?
Tell you. Questions from Melbourne, Australia, with regards to what's meant by the hadith, that the son of Adam, he curses time, and he abuses time, and I am time, to the end of the narration. Jazakallah khairan. Questions from Australia. There are several versions of this hadith. And from those versions is the version of the hadith that says that I turn the day and the night. وَأَنَا الدَّهَرُ أُقَلِّبُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارِ. I am the time. Ad-dahr, and I turn the day and the night. So the son of Adam, يُسُبُّ الدَّهْرَ يُؤْذِينِ ابْنُ آدَمَ يُسُبُّ الدَّهْرَ وَأَنَا الدَّهْرَ. The son of Adam annoys me. يُؤْذِينِ. He doesn't harm me. وَلَا تَضُرُّوهُ شَيْئًا. The Quran clearly says, لَن تَضُرُّوا لَن يَضُرُّكُمْ إِلَّا أَذًا. You can't even harm the Prophet and the companions, Allah says in the Quran. The mushrikun and the munafiqun. Except for what? Adha, annoyance, a scratch, a cut. But never a serious wound. They can't harm you, but they'll annoy you. So the son of Adam annoys me, Allah says. And how does he annoy me? There are many ways in which the son of Adam annoys Allah. From those ways, it's saying that Allah has a son. Waliyadu billah. I don't understand this. And may the curse of Allah be upon those who say and claim that we ever said that Allah has a son or can have a son. May the what? May the curse of Allah be upon all of them. Ameen. Those who make that claim. I don't understand this. That's first and foremost. So therefore, those who say that Allah has a son, I don't understand this. Or those who say that Allah takes a break, or he sleeps, or he needs rest. Those who say that Allah is not above the throne. Those who say that Allah, and all the disrespect that they make towards Allah Azza wa Jal, that's all from the adha of the son of Adam. But they cannot harm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's first and foremost. And from the annoyance, from the adha, is son of Adam curses time. As we say, every freaking day. Every goddamn day. Everyone understand this? Damn time, curse time, I want to kill time. This is what people, they say this, right? All of the time. Every damn day they do this, huh? They curse the day, a damn the day. They curse time. They abuse time. Everyone understand this? Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَأَنَا الدَّهَرُ. I am the time. I control the time. I bless you with time. I allow the seasons to change, the day to come, the night to come, so on and so forth. So who are you really abusing when you abuse time? Everyone understand this? Does the time think on its own? Does the time have its own will? Or is the time subservient to Allah Azza wa Jal? Everyone understand this? Wallahu alam, that's in brief. Inshallah, let's see if we have time for another question.
Minnesota. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. What's the ruling on using a counter or tasbih for, I don't know what it says, W-I-R-D?
طيب. Wird or طيب. Clear. For minute, فضل.
If the intention is only to keep count, what's the ruling on foods that contain vanilla extract?
Two questions in one, and these are our last questions for tonight. With regards to a disciple or disciplate from Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Twin Cities, right? St. Paul and Minneapolis. May Allah bless all of the brothers and sisters there, all of the Muslims, especially the Somalis there. Ameen. Type. The ulama of Islam, they differ on using these things to keep count of the dhikr. They differ. Some say that only the hand should be used, or the hands right and left. Everyone understand this? Jazakallah khairan. Tayyib. Everybody understand this? Allahu Akbar. لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة محمد الوسيل والفضيل وبعث من قام محمودا الذي وعدته صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. طيب. Some ulama say that either the right hand or the right hand and left hand are used, and nothing else is permissible. And others, they say it's preferable to use the right hand and or the left. And others, they say that you can use right hand, left hand, both hands, beads, string with cord, anything that allows you to do what? Keep the adad, the count. I don't understand. So it's khilaf among the ulama of Islam. There lies no doubt. Those who say that it's a bid'ah, they have ulama who say that who said that. They have salaf. But there lies no doubt many brothers in the United States, they came and they took this issue and they just ran so far with it. And they made wala and bara just off of this issue. Dhikr beads, bid'ah. Person making dhikr beads, mubtadi'. No dhikr beads, Sunni, Salafi, so on and so forth. It's a problem, unfortunately. Allah Mustaan. And as we said before, what? As a wise man said, immature strategy is a cause of grief. That's what the wise man said in ancient Japan. Immature strategy is a what? Cause of grief. Amateuristic strategy is a cause of what? Grief. Someone picking up the sword immaturely is a cause of grief. A mother crying, being bereaved of a son because he had no business what? Picking up a live blade and swinging it at a what? 4 foot what? Razor blade. Everyone understand this? And this is a reality in Islam. Brothers, they went overseas. They did what they could. May Allah reward them. We benefited from them. Alhamdulillah. We can't be ungrateful. We learned from them. We were inspired by them. No doubt about that. They inspired us and inspired others to go. But they went and they had limited time, limited ilm, their teachers gave them limited things. And they came back to the United States and the UK and they gave what they gave, alhamdulillah. Some of them tried their best and there lies no doubt Allah knows others, Allah alam, their intention. And they realized the power of knowledge and the power of da'wah and the power of the sunnah and the power of monopolizing the term salaf and the way of the salaf. They knew how many people would crowd behind them and the money and the power and the influence that it will bring them. And they limited the scope of the people to control the people while the other be left for their own personal gain. This is a reality. This is true. Everyone understand this? And it caused a great deal of harm. And making wala and bara over issues over which is not supposed to be what? Wala and bara. Issues in which there's room. Issues over which there are different ahadiths. Issues over which the scholars that they quote did the opposite. Such as use a dhikr bead. Read what Ibn Taymiyyah said or used to do. And this is a reality. So it's unnecessary to fight over this issue. The best thing to do is use your right hand. That's the best thing to do. If you want to use date seeds or stones or a clicker, a counter, if that's what you want to do, and you're following those ulama who did that, not best. The best thing is with the right hand. If you want to do other than that, if I saw you, I wouldn't say anything to you. And that's because many ulama, they had that what? They had that position and they did it themselves. Whether they're narrations of some of the Sahaba doing it. having a khayt, alayhi uqad, a rope with knots on it, and they use it to count the what? The tasbih or the tahleed, etc. So if you want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, what? Don't do it. Wallahu alam. As far as vanilla extract, with regards to baking and things like this, inshallah, la bas. It's being used in a cake or some muffins or something. It's cooked, it's baked, la bas. Nothing wrong with it. Be it in the night, ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jalla surely knows best, and with him is all success.